right. Okay, I think we finally got us up and running, and we are doing, oh, I do this every day. I've got my dang fan on, so I'm trying to get the air to flow. I've got the windblown look today. All right, guys, we'll wait for peeps to join and get started. I feel like I haven't been on for some time, but I guess it's just, it's been about a week since I was last here, but I feel like I've been gone for a while now. It's really weird. But I know that it's only been, well, I guess 2 weeks if you look at it that way, but it's, God, when I got on today, I'm like, wow, it's been a while. I don't know. Anyway, I look forward to doing my lives and getting to do these readings. And when I miss a week, I feel like it seems to, I don't know, I guess it seems to be longer, but it's been, I guess technically 2 weeks, but I wasn't here last week because I needed to just get a little bit of a break and a rest and recharge. And you know, I'm becoming more aware and more mindful, and practicing what I preach when it comes to that stuff. So I've noticed that I've been really struggling with making sure I take time for myself and making sure that I am 100% for y'alls, because if I'm not 100%, then I am no good. I am a mess. So, but I appreciate you guys being so supportive and just kind of hanging out and waiting for when I'm feeling better. Had so much stuff going on the last 2 weeks, between my event that I had on Saturday the 8th, and then 2 baby showers, and oh gosh, what else? Gosh, all sorts of stuff has been going on. Anyway, just that alone is enough, right? I'm in the process of hiring or interviewing, I should say, interviewing for my assistant. So I've had interviews going on, and so that's been crazy. And so it's just been, you know, one thing after the other. But I'm super excited for when I'm able to get someone hired and help me. Man, I'll tell you, for all of you out there, either if you're waiting for me to get back with you, waiting for reschedules, waiting to be scheduled, please know you are not forgotten. I love you all. You are on the back of my mind, if not the front of my mind, all the time, because I take it very serious. Very important that that I get, you know, all of you taken care of, either scheduled or rescheduled or whatever it may be. So I've had some crazy things happening, especially the last few days. My daughter JC fell off the monkey bars today, and I laugh. I know I giggled, but only because she's okay. But it's not the first time, and it won't be the last that that she's fallen off. But you know, you get a little nervous, a little scared, especially when they feel nauseous, and you think, oh crap, she's got a concussion. So, but she's good. She's out on her rollerblades with Dad, walking Gypsy. So she's good. She's got a hard head. We're good. But that happened today, which had me have to move some interviews and even a reading, and so just things been kind of out of whack. I'm gonna turn down those notifications. I've got my headphones in, and holy crap, that was loud in my ear. Let me turn this down. Yeah, so it's been crazy. Plus I've had my two, you know, my daughter and my daughter-in-law that are due, both due dates are November 19th. So we've all been on edge with, you know, when they're having contractions or when they're having things going on. And so I'm literally telling everybody now on my live And if you've booked anytime now until probably the end of November, just know it could possibly get rescheduled, just because having two grandbabies coming with the same due date next month is really going to be, it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. So we're all just waiting, about what, 4 weeks. 4 weeks. It's gone by so fast. So it's going to be touch and go for the next month with, with the grandbabies, with all my readings. So, which I'm not worried about those who schedule. I figure if I have to stop a reading in the middle because my daughter or daughter-in-law's in labor, then so be it. They better just be okay with it, right? Yes, my friend Tracy is on. So my friend Tracy is my best friend, and her daughter is my daughter-in-law. I just call her my daughter-in-law. Might as well. They've been together long enough, and they're having their second child together. But so her and I both have two children, two daughters that are expecting, and her daughter is my daughter-in-law, due November 19th, and my daughter's due November 19th, and then her other daughter's due in December. So lots of babies coming. It is insane. So if you don't want to get pregnant, don't drink the water. That's what I say. So, but if you want to know if you're pregnant, just come to me and I'll tell you, because for whatever reason, that's my thing lately. So, crazy. But, so a couple things that, I excited for, even just to kind of tell you guys about. First is my event. So my event Saturday on the 8th. Drink vodka instead. Yeah, don't drink the wine. Drink vodka instead, right? No, we're super excited for the babies. Oh my gosh, I'm ready. I don't know if they are, but I'm ready. But my event on Saturday the 8th went amazing. We had beautiful connections. The energy there, I felt, was very beautiful, very strong. We were in an orchard that was out in Santa Quinn, and it's with my friend Echo with her business Hidden Orchards. So if you're ever wanting to find a venue here in Utah, oh my gosh, the drive is worth it. The place is gorgeous. It was just, phenomenal. So I posted a couple pictures, but I now do have videos of some of the readings, and I'll be taking a look at those and posting those. So watch on my page, and you can kind of see how an event goes, what I do, what kind of, what to expect, anyway, so that went beautiful. We gave away the $500 package. We did a raffle for the hidden or river bottom butterflies, and that went to a gal named Lala, and she, that woman's so lucky. I told her I was going to take her and go buy lottery tickets because she has won a lot. So it was really cool to see her win that. She lost her dad a little while back, or maybe not too far back, but so she very well deserving won that. We gave away other things that were exciting and people loved. So my next event, more to come. I tried to kind of calm down and catch my breath from the last one. For sure, my next event won't be until the first of the year because of the fact that we have the holidays and grandbabies and all of that coming. So, but watch for that. I usually do an event every 3 months. And then, like I mentioned, I'll be hiring an assistant here. I'll know Sunday. All interviews will be done this week. Sunday, I'll be able to introduce who that is. And I'll tell you, the ones I've already interviewed for my assistant have just, they're all phenomenal. This is going to be tough. It it reminds me of, sorry, my hair's all funky. I've got my fan blowing. It reminds me of The Voice, right? When you're on The Voice and you got to eliminate somebody, I'm like, can I just keep them all, But yeah, that's going to be tough. But anyway, we'll get them hired here. That will help me a ton because I need the help, and it will allow me to not have to worry so much about the stress, and I can actually do what I love, which is readings and Reiki. And there's so much more coming over the next year. The new year, I have some fun ideas, and I can't wait to share them with you all. So, yes, Dixie, November babies are awesome. Very much so. I do not feel that either one of them will go past November. I know my daughter won't because she has been told she can induce at 1 week before her due date. And as much as she says she's going to wait and let her come on her own, I know her better than that. So, I think we all know, if you've experienced, those last little bits of pregnancy, the last few weeks, you're done, right? You're like, get this baby out, giving you an eviction notice. So anyway, but she, November babies, there's certain dates that I feel, now that I think about it, I just had a total squirrel moment. They are due, both babies are due on November 19th. Last time I did a live a bit ago, we were totally going to do a contest, right? And everybody was going to send me their prediction of when the babies were going to come. And you know what? I think I'm gonna put that out there on my page. So watch for that, and I'll start taking people's predictions, and I'll give away some fun prizes if you are, the correct one. If we get down to many with the same date, then we'll have to narrow it down to prediction of hours or whatnot. So I've already given my prediction. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but anyway, it'll be fun to see. I just hope they don't go in labor on the same day. Holy crap. Because one is way up near the University of Utah hospital, and then the other one is literally 7 minutes from my house. So let's cross our fingers, right? All right, so yes, I am doing readings tonight. Someone asked, I saw that, but yeah, I get chatty in the beginning, just like to share some updates and fun things. But I also wanted to tell you, so every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock, I do my podcast on A1R Psychic Radio, which is also Moonstruck TV, and I have a 30-minute podcast now. It's been amazing. In the beginning, I had like 12, 13 minutes. Now I have about 28 minutes. And man, I'll tell you, try to do a reading in 12 minutes, especially me, who is very chatty. It's a challenge. So anyway, they bumped me up to 30 minutes, and it's been awesome. And so today, or tonight on my podcast, just before I get on and take a caller or two, because that's what, we do. Callers call in, or they send a request for a reading. Then the producer calls these numbers and say, okay, you're next up on the list. And you unfortunately, I don't believe you can pick who your reader is, but yeah, maybe you can. I don't know. Anyway, don't quote me on that. But so right before I get on and take a caller, I pull an oracle card. And usually I've just now made this a tradition at the beginning of my podcast and beginning of my show. Oh, I'm just reading some of the comments. Claire said you can't pick your reader. Okay, I didn't think so. I didn't think you could. I guess it's just, luck at the draw of who you get and if you connect with them. But so at the beginning, I always am drawn to a number, and I usually, like we do on the lives, I count out the number of cards, and I draw whatever number or whatever card corresponds with that number. And right as I got ready to, oh gosh, my hair is driving me nuts today. You know when your hair's really clean and it's staticky? That's how mine is. It's driving me nuts. It's so staticky. Plus I got my fan blowing because it gets so hot when I do readings. But anyway, so just as I looked at my clock before I got on, it was 5:55. And so, oh my God, Claire, you're so funny. So totally lost my train of thought. Way to go. So the time said 5:55. So of course I thought, oh, okay, this is my spirit guides showing me I needed to pick the number 5. So I counted out 5, and the oracle message on my show tonight was to step out of your comfort zone. And it represents the North Node, which is like the North Star. And as we all know, you know, they say follow the Northern Star and that will guide you, right? So this really is just saying that with stepping out of your comfort zone means that not always staying on path is okay. You can step out of your comfort zone, right? And so the first caller I got, she and I had a beautiful connection. Didn't really understand what the 5 was, or I didn't bring it up in her reading because it didn't feel like it was connecting with her. She had lost her husband a year and a half ago. Was picking up other things such as names. Getting names spot on was beautiful. So again, I don't have much time. I have to really try to connect as fast as I can. Connected with her, channeled a little bit with her husband, and then my next caller came on, and I literally had, I want to say 7 minutes or less, and the lady came on. Her name was Carla, and she was from New Orleans, and she, again, remember the North Star, right? The North location, right? In so for those of you that are geographically challenged like myself, but New Orleans is Louisiana, which is more the south, but there was something about the north I still felt drawn to her. As she starts to talk, she mentions that her husband passed away 5 months ago, and I stopped dead in my tracks, and I thought, okay, 5 months ago, right? 5 months ago, what? And I said, did you say 5? And she said, yes. And I said, well, I believe your husband's been with us since I started my show. And at that 5:55 moment, I could feel the energy change and could feel presence, as I call it. So anyway, my whole point of this whole story is it doesn't take long to channel. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But if a soul is determined and ready and doesn't want to waste any time, then I will get messages that fast. But I loved that there's no coincidences. The synchronicity of the number 5 resonated with her very much. She you know, she connected with many things that we got in a short amount of time. So I'll post that. I always post the you know, the podcast every once it's edited. Once my editor goes in, edits, then I can post it. So, which usually is right after my lives. So go back and, you know, go and listen to it. It's really cool to listen to the reaction of the callers, and you know, sometimes when I mention something, they're like, no, it doesn't connect. And then when we, you know, connect with it better or validate it, it's so amazing. They're, you know, the reaction, even though you can't see them, but I can hear their reaction. It's pretty cool. So anyway, so my point too is that the connections are already beautiful tonight. The veil is very thin right now, and October is always that month of the souls, you know, our loved ones on the other side are closer than we think. So if you're picking up on any kind of things that are connecting with a loved one that has passed, any signs or symbols, don't look at it as a coincidence. Don't chalk it up to the fact that it's just, maybe, because I'm telling you, there are no coincidences. And your loved ones on the other side, the souls on the other side, work so hard. They use a lot of our energy, their energy, the energy of, others around you to be able to do these kinds of things, right? If you guys have ever seen the movie Ghost, if you guys have never seen it, but if you've seen it, if you remember where Patrick Swayze is talking to Whoopi Goldberg, and he takes the penny and is trying to use his energy to, bring the penny up or down or wherever it is, right? That is an example of the energy it takes. So, and really, even when Patrick Swayze in the movie moves things, of course this is just a movie, but if you ever see something move in your home, yes, it could be your loved ones. It can also be a poltergeist. If this happens, you call me and I'll get my team over there. We'll go check it out. So, okay, I have so much more to tell you about my investigation that I went to, but let's do some readings and then I'll tell you about that, because that investigation with KSL Channel 5 with Andrew Adams was incredible. The stuff we were getting was probably, I'll tell you, I've done this a long time, and that investigation, we got probably the most compelling evidence that I've ever seen. So I can't wait to see. And that airs Halloween night on Channel 5 KSL here in Utah, which is at 10 p.m. on their 10 o'clock news. We filmed for about 5 hours, and it's about a 6-ish, 7-minute bit. So can you believe that? All of that filming we did gets scrunched down. So, but it'll be fun to see my team and all of us on there doing what we love, and kind of sharing a fun, spooky thing for Halloween. Okay, let's do what y'all came for, right? Oh, Holly had a job interview today. Oh, well, all right, miss. Why don't you give me 2 numbers? So Holly Murphy, give me 2 numbers between 1 and 33, and we'll see if we can't pick something up for you. So, for sake of time, I love to do my shout outs, but I've done quite the chatty today. So welcome everybody. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Please share this live. My goal is to also, I need to get my TikTok followers up. Help a girl out. I need to go live on TikTok, but I can't till I have 1,000 followers. My TikTok is mini medium 75. So all one word, mini medium 75. And if you go and you follow me there, I'm like halfway there. I've got a ways to go. So please go and follow, because I really could use the followers on TikTok right now, just so that I can start to kind of share my gift on that platform. So, thank you, Claire. That does not surprise me, my friend. I need to do more TikToks, hence the reason why I'm hiring somebody to help me so that I can, because I just don't have time right now, but that's where it is. It's where, where everybody's starting to kind of merge over to. So, all right. So if you've never been on my lives, what I need is 2 numbers between 1 and 33. And I almost said 55, but that's, it's a high number and I don't want to count that high right now. So, so 1 through 33 and 2 numbers. And then with your 2 numbers, as you'll see, others right now are putting, if you want something to do with love, a relationship, your marriage, your job, career, health, I mean, you name it. With the veil being so thin between us and loved ones on the other side, it will not surprise me if we channel any souls tonight, because I have been. Today has been very strong. And then if you are willing to go live for your reading, which means I bring you on and we get to do your reading kind of face to face, then please put live on there as well, and I'll bring you on live. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna snag Holly really quick with her question. And I know, oh shoot, hang on. Another thing really quick that I forgot to mention, but is very important. Please comment ever so often. If you comment over and over and over back to back, then others that are on the live will not be able to get their comment in. And, we want to share the love. So, okay, so Holly, 17 and 3. Okay, so let me count these out. 17 and 3. Holy smokes. Oh, this is what I love about the cards today. Man, I could share you guys. I'm going to share you guys. I could share with you guys. Such a Utah thing. Holly, I won't make you go live in the bathtub. I promise I will not put you on the spot there. You're so funny. No, it's fine. I wasn't getting asked if you wanted to go live, but good to know. I have been so amazed at how the numbers have been connecting so beautifully, and I'm just so amazed. So I could tell you some stories, and I'll get there. I'll share a little bit here about a reading I did today and how the numbers all made sense, because many of you know I do pick up on numbers, and numerology is huge when it comes to my readings. So, and I did not make this up. You kind of couldn't see me, but I counted them out very quickly. And with all of my being, I swear on every bit of myself, and in that sense, I guess, if you will. But Holly, your number 17 pulled the number 17 star card. So I don't know if you guys can see down at the bottom. Don't mind my broken nail. I'm like, here, I'm going to flip y'all off. So the 17, the star card. Now that came out upside down, and we'll talk about what that is. Bet you can't guess what your second card number was. Yep, you guessed it, the number 3. So if you see, there's the number 3. This card did come out right side up. So, hello, you can't make up this shit. This is what happens, right? You pick the number 17, you pull a card with the number 17. You pick the number 3, we pull a card with the number 3. Right? No way, right? I'm telling you. So, you can't make this up. This is what I love, because this is the veil being thin. This is the beautiful connection with the universe. This is your spirit guides or your loved ones on the other side wanting to, connect exactly. Now, I shuffle the cards. I mix them up. I was sitting here doing that while we were talking. So, to pick the number 17, have the card be 17. And that's what I do. I count out to the number 17. And then we get the 17, then I count 1, 2, 3, and then we, flip over that one. So it's just beautiful to see how that all comes together. Okay, so with your question that you asked about this interview, and if I believe I remember, you said that this was kind of stepping you out of your comfort zone, or even I think you said doing something different, if I recall right, which I find is interesting, because the oracle card that came up today was to step out of your comfort zone. And I feel that that's exactly what you did today, in, you know, with this interview, with this job, you know, 100%. So, oh, welcome all the new viewers. We are at 100. That is awesome. Yay. Thank you. All those who are on, welcome, welcome. We're just getting started and channeling beautifully and connecting beautifully. So, so the 7 card, like you said, Holly, did step you out of your comfort zone. The 17, that star card, when it's upside down, really is that sense of somebody who is kind of struggling with trusting their gut, struggling with trusting their intuition, you know, wanting to do things that step out of their comfort zone, but they just don't know if they are either qualified for it, if they have the, you know, if they're ready for it, or if stepping out of your comfort zone is going to really, you know, scare the crap out of you, you know. And, you know, maybe it's check, 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 right, for all of those. And that's why that card came, why it's so significant. So your other card, the 3 of Swords. Now, a sword is where you want things to happen your way. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh, we just lost it. We had 111 people on. That 111. It's beautiful. I love it. So a sword is, like I said, and you said check, 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 right? Perfect with that. So, so the sword is things happening the way you want it to happen. And that card did come out right side up. The one thing is, you look at this card, sometimes some people look at this card as a bad thing. I mean, it looks painful. I mean, she looks like she's, you know, her heart's being tugged 3 different ways, and in a bit of an agony, if you will. Well, I'm going to tell you, this new position that I feel you interviewed for, I do feel that way. I feel that if you think about it, it's going to really challenge you as far as, you know, it's really going to mess up what you know is your routine. So, and even, you know, maybe time with your family, you know, maybe spending more time for yourself, you know, and as I see the 3, you know, this would be your spouse and your 2 children, right? And of course, the 3 are very important to you, so that would be a big part of where that's coming in. The sword being happening the way you want it to, and stepping out of your comfort zone. This new position is really going to give you quite the challenge. It's going to challenge you. You know, even interviewing today, man, all of a sudden I'm seeing, were you driving to the interview, and where I see you like, oh my gosh, you know, breathe, you know, is this the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? But I'm going to tell you, there's no such thing as coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. And I do feel this is a good choice for you. I feel the direction is good. Wow, I just thought of something too. Today is the 19th, right? Today's the 19th. So if you take the 17 and the 3, that equals 20, that, you know, that you gave me. The 20th is tomorrow. Now, I know that, you know, not many, I feel, employers call you the next day. It's very uncommon, right? They'll say, we'll get back to you next week or Friday or whatever it may be. But I really, hang on, I'm picking up more stuff. Nope. This is going to be, okay, so remember the number 14, Holly? So 14, so this would be 2 weeks, right? So in about 2 weeks. The reason why I say 14 is because within tarot, you're 17 upside down, you're 3 right side up, you minus the 3 from the 17, and that's where you get your 14. but I do feel something tomorrow is really going to connect, and it's really going to be impactful. And I feel like tomorrow, when it's almost like, do you know when you have buyer's remorse, right? When you go and you buy something like a car, and the next day you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? That's what I feel tomorrow is going to bring, and why I saw tomorrow and the 20th. So when this happens, you've got to trust, right? When I told you that this star card went upside down, is that struggle with trusting your intuition, trusting that you are making the right decision. So when this happens tomorrow morning or whenever it hits you, sit in your moment for a few minutes and then get yourself out of it, right? I was freaking out for this interview when normally I'm pretty chill. That's what I mean, right? I totally saw you doing that. I totally saw you driving there and just, questioning yourself over and over, even maybe asking for signs. All right, if I'm doing the right thing, give me a sign, that kind of stuff. So, but I really do feel that this is going to, and I'm going to tell you, I feel like this is not only a good decision, financially, but I do feel this is a good decision when it comes to you taking care of yourself and also being able to manage, the time that you have to give to your kids and your husband and that, right? So I just feel this is a good beginning, and the fact that we pulled those two cards, exactly the numbers, and then to pull that oracle card that said, step out of your comfort zone, man, it's like, here's your sign, right? It's the universe, your spirit guide saying that, everything's aligning beautifully. So don't, don't resist it, and also don't try to fight it, don't try to fight that change that's coming. But I'm excited for you. I will send you lots of good, positive energy, all the good love and light. Send that your way, and then I'm sure everybody on the live will do the same, and we'll manifest it for you. How's that? We'll put it out there and manifest this new job for you. So you better let me know, then I can share it with everybody out there in the Facebook world, Oh, see, I get really bad dry mouth. But yeah, I do too. I love when we get the amazing validations, with, when the universe says, here you go, here's your validation, and then you message me, and I get so excited because every validation helps me it helps me keep going. It's like my fuel, if you will, right? So, all right. Okay. Oh, I love you too, Holly. Good luck to you. You are so welcome. Please let me know how it goes and when you find out. And remember, tomorrow, just breathe. No regrets, right? No buyer's remorse. So, all right. Oh, I love you too. Oh, Holly was at my event too. So, a little backstory, but Holly is my husband's cousin, right? Cousin? Yeah, I don't know. We're all one big family. I can't keep track half the time, but we don't see each other often, so I don't really know much of what's going on with her. But she brought some friends to my event Saturday, and we had some beautiful connections and messages for one of her friends that came that had lost her mom. And man, I'll tell you, it was so hard for me not to cry. It was so hard. I was holding it back. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll grab our next person. And if you're new on to my live, know that you'll start seeing others that have numbers and then kind of what kind of reading they're wanting. So two numbers between 1 and 33, and then you'll see, kind of family, a general reading, just kind of maybe a general subject of what you're wanting your reading for. And I'm going to say this really quickly, but I'll also kind of reiterate it here in a little bit. But if you get a friend request, and I have a feeling it's going to happen with as many people as we have, if you get a friend request from someone who has pretty much, not pretty much, they've stolen my pictures, they'll take my pictures and then they will create a fake page. It will look like me. The name is pretty damn close. They just kind of tweak it a little bit, and so that they can create the page without it looking like a duplicate. And that's how they get around getting the friend request out there. But you cannot friend request from a business page. So if you see something from my business page, the Stephanie's Tarot Readings, that looks to me, be smart. Do not accept the friend request, and by all means, do not send them any credit card information, because that's what they do. They come on and they want to scam you, and they ask for a credit card, and they take advantage of all you all. So it's ridiculous, and it just, I'll tell you, it pisses me off. It boils my blood, because nothing is more frustrating than people I love and care about be taken advantage of. So, like I said, just watch. If that happens, block and report them, and that's all we can do, unfortunately. So keep that in mind, okay? And then if we get anybody that hops on the live that looks to be one of them, I have moderators that hop in and take care of that, or I do. So we got y'all covered as best as we can, for sure. Okay, let's grab the next person. So, oh, hi, Debbie. Yes, you do have an interview with me Friday. I'm excited. I'll tell you guys, I had 16 applicants, 16 that I'm interviewing for my assistant. And I'll tell you, man, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But, I know that whoever I choose will be, my spirit guides guiding me and helping me along the way. So, and I know that, whoever I choose, the others, I'm not worried about there being any kind of, resentment or, anything like that, because they're all amazing. So, all right. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's grab the next person here. And, let's see. Oh, goodness. Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay, I'm going to pin this person here. So I'm pinning the name. So Kylie Blaine. And Kylie, if you are open, Kylie, to coming on camera and being live, then will you let me know? If not, it's totally fine, hon. You do not have to. I'm only asking because your two numbers, that 8 and 13, I want to show you something on my notes here. Hopefully you can see this. Oh boy, this is going to be tough to show you. Oh, don't worry about it. Seriously, I'm willing to bet you're not a hot mess. But I want to show you, actually, if you're going to come on live, I'll show that to you on the live. Okay, so we're going to cross our fingers because this has worked. Sometimes it's like 50-50 lately. So I'm going to see if I can bring you on, and we'll see how that goes. So, well, crap. See, we're already. Okay, so Kylie, let's see. Yes, we love our hot messes. That's what we're all here for, right? It's what? Almost 8:30 at night on a Wednesday night. Not expecting you to be anything but a hot mess. But on your, if you're on your phone, but there's somewhere where you can request to go live. If you can click that, and if others are on that can help her out, then that could help. But I'm going to see if I can't bring you on myself and see if I can do it here at a different. Okay. Okay. So I'm hoping this works. Um, Bye, Deanna. Love to you. Thanks for hopping on. Okay. I think it's supposed to be sending you a request to go live. Hopefully, it says adding, but if we can't bring on live, it's totally fine. Thank you, Melissa. It's the green highlighted button. It has like a person and a person. Oh, goodness, don't tell me I'm freezing. Am I really freezing? Oh, whoops. Hello. There's my wall. I do that every time. Okay. Am I freezing for anyone else? Am I freezing? Okay, let's see. Um, let's see. Okay, it's not, okay. Okay, good. Okay. I love all these bathtub. Man, I'm gonna joke around one day and I'm gonna go live in the bathtub. I'm sure my husband would love that one. Oh, it's working. Yay!
I'm here, and I told y'all I
Yay.
look like a hot mess.
No, you don't. Oh my gosh. I love when people come on live and they say they're a hot mess because you don't even look close to being a hot mess. So,
Oh, stop. You're so sweet.
oh, no,
I felt like
it,
I needed to run and like put on makeup or something.
well, honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that I do my podcast and I'm out there, across the whole world, I probably wouldn't even care if I did my makeup for you guys because I feel just comfortable with everybody on here that. And honestly, some people that come and have seen me in person have seen that other side of me, and it's just it is what it is. So, no, you look fabulous. So no worries.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Okay, hun. So, I read your comment there. For one, holy crap! I'm so sorry
Thank you.
that this even happened to you. I feel like that, outside of your reading, just personally for myself, uh, it's one of those things where when it happens to you, you always think ahead of like, oh my gosh, if that ever happened, I do blah, blah, blah. And you can't say that until you're in it, right? You can't say,
Absolutely.
and especially when you really love and care for someone so deeply, you know, um, people just, they have to understand that it's just not always what you think, it is.
Not at
So,
all. Not
um,
at all.
okay, hon, hang on one sec. One of my candles just went out, which is really interesting.
Great. I'm cursed for life.
Right? What are you doing? No, you're not cursed. You're so funny. No, it's okay, there we go. I always have to make sure that all the candles are lit because it really is important because it protects your reading so we don't get any of the curses or the bad juju.
Yeah,
So
I don't need any more of
yeah,
that. So,
no. Mm-mm. And I'm going to tell you, I truly feel like that's why I was drawn to you because, um, well, a couple of reasons. I want to show you. So earlier today, I did a reading for a gentleman that came. And for one, I don't do readings for very many men, which I really wish I would more because no matter who you are, female or male, we all could use a little guidance or channel loved ones on the other side. And uh, before I even started his reading, before he even came in, I kept seeing my dad, and my dad has passed, but there was some connection with my dad and his dad. had no idea if his dad was here in the physical world or not, if he had passed. So I wrote down my dad's name, Stephen, um, and he spells it Stephen, but he would go by Steve. But then with that, I wrote down the number 8 and the number 13. Now, when I saw your two numbers, I don't know if you can see. This is my crazy. When I do readings, I do chicken scratches, but let's see if I can point. So there's 8 and then the 13. I don't know if it's backwards on the camera, but um, those two numbers have really been strong today, even with other readings I've done. Um, but the number 8 is it's one of my favorite numbers. And the number 8 represents infinity symbol, right? It's that sign um, of change. It's that sign of, fluency of things happening, kind of continuously, right? It's that things keep going, right? Life is never over. Life keeps going no matter what happens. And that's kind of the feeling I feel for you is that, you know, no matter what, even something so shitty as this, you know, life's still going to go on. You're going to be just fine, right? Things are not going to be as, like you said, a shit show, right? Ever since, right? Um, then the number 13 is a very powerful, feminine, very strong womanhood number. I don't know if you knew that, but 13 is that way. And 13 is not an unlucky number. Some people are, when they think of the number 13, they think, oh my gosh, it's unlucky, it's a bad number, but it's actually not. If you look at the history of 13, it's a really good number. So, especially for women. Um, so that was a couple reasons why I was drawn to you for that reason. The other was because I don't know if it was a loved one connected to you that has passed, or it was just my spirit guides pulling me towards you. But I heard that uh, almost that it was that feeling of that you were a bit reluctant if you were going to hop on tonight, but there was something that just told you to get on tonight. And then I literally my second person I'm drawn to.
Right.
Were you having some reluctancy
Oh
tonight?
yeah, I was in bed, plugged in the phone, and then I saw it pop up and I was like, no, I'm gonna get
Yes!
sucked in.
Surprise! You sure
Right.
did. Um, nope, and that's perfect. So this is, this is how it works, whether this is one of your loved ones on the other side, knowing you needed some guidance or some help, or my spirit guides or your spirit guides, you know, yelling in my ears. So I feel like it's a great sign already. So I'm going to count out your cards here and we'll see what two cards that you get. And I'm already loving what I see. So um, okay, so I'll show you what two cards that you pulled with your numbers. So the number 8, you pulled this 10 of Pentacles card, and it came out right side up. Then your number 13 card is this Ace of Cups card, and that came out right side up. So if you sat down and did an actual tarot reading with a person who reads tarot, because for me, I just use them as a guide or a tool. A pentacle they would describe as something of value to you. So something of value can be, it's something tangible or not tangible. So money is tangible, right? Something not tangible would be your energy, your love for your family, something you can't actually hold, right? Or touch. So you pulled that card that represents that. And then the second card you pulled is the Ace of Cups. Now, a cup is when, if you think about it, and she's holding the cup here, and here, I'll pull it up. And then she's got, a heart in the middle. And what that really represents is when
its right side up is that your cup is about to be full, or it already is full. And then an ace, if you look at a regular deck of cards, the way that a deck of cards goes is ace, two, three, four, five, right? So an ace is the beginning of something new. So you pulled an ace of cups. So it's the beginning of your cup about to be full. And what I love is that she's holding it here. It sits right where your heart chakra is. It's got a heart. So for me, this is like, oh, things are about to get better, right? Things are going to just start to make a whole new turn. Now, if that card was upside down, I'd be like, oh, girlfriend, we need to like,
We
we
need
need to,
Dr. Phil.
yeah. Or maybe we need Jerry, you know. I feel like maybe, it's a little more exciting, um, but it is, right? It's that feeling of things are about to get better for you. So, um, now that 10 of Pentacles, no coincidence, that number 10 represents the 10th month of October. That's where we're at, right? The month of October is the number 10. And so for me, this is just beautiful validation that you being here today, us being connected, is exactly what needed to happen. Because even if you hopped on, let's say next week, I mean, who's to say? Will I be on my live? How will you be next week? It's just everything happens for a reason at the right time, at the right moment. This is why I wanted you to come on live, because I felt our energy was so good. Just even looking at your numbers and that. So, um, the one thing that I do feel also with, what has happened to you, and you feeling like your love life is a bit out of whack. Everything that we say, everything that we feel, everything that we think is manifested. It goes out in the universe and it comes back twice as much. So if you put out in the universe, my love life is a shit show, my life sucks, FML, right? Then guess what? It's coming back to you that way. So when you look at it this way, and I'm going to tell you, um, good riddance, good freaking riddance to this ex. Sorry, but I'm telling you, I I don't sugarcoat shit. I'll tell you as I see it, good, bad, or indifferent, right? But I feel like, um, I don't know you. I mean, I'm picking up on some things connected to you, but I can already tell by your energy that um, this, um, this ex and what happened with a friend, I'm going to tell you, I feel went on for quite some time. I do not feel like this was a one-time thing. Now, I'm only telling you this because I just feel that this guy, your ex, I'm assuming, yeah, you said ex husband, okay, but your ex, I do feel is um, almost like an early midlife crisis. I'm not kidding. Like that's the feeling I'm getting,
Right.
you
I
know.
could see that.
And it's it's really that feeling that his insecurities took over in a sense, and that is really where he reached out somewhere else. You're very strong. I can feel your energy. You're very powerful. You're very strong. And in a sense, sometimes when you are that way, it intimidates men. And then, they find the weakest link, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what ends up happening. And that's what I feel, happened in this situation. So, I want you to look at it this way that, again, I know it's very cliche, everything happens for a reason. I do not feel like that you are doomed in any way, shape, or form with your love life. Um, I feel like this happened less than 2 years ago. When did this happen? Can I ask?
Yeah, we're coming up on the second year.
Yep. Okay. And that's perfect. That's about the time I was seeing. And so uh, this last, 2 years, that, you've been going through all of this, really, I see you as evolving into a new person, evolving
Mm-hmm.
into someone who almost needed this to happen, which sounds really crappy to say, but you needed this to happen so that you weren't being drug on for another 20 more years, you know.
Right.
Um, and I really do feel that this has changed you in a good way. And
Right.
so the mindset that I feel is the only thing that you need to change right now. And the mindset is just, and this is what I tell people. There's one word in a sentence that you can change that will change your outlook so completely. And instead of saying, why did this happen to me? Why did my husband do this to me? You say, why did this happen for me?
Mm. I
Right?
like that.
It is, right? Why did it happen for me? Or I thank the universe. Thank you, universe, for doing this
Right.
for me. Thank you for having this happen for me because it opened my eyes to new possibilities. It opened my eyes to new, um, adventures. It also opened you up to so much more of you connecting with your true self. Because I do feel you got lost in your marriage, you know,
Oh yeah,
you, which
absolutely.
happens very easily,
And I've actually say all the time, like it was the biggest blessing in disguise because I
Yeah,
truly do feel like I found me and
yep,
I found strength that I never knew that I had.
exactly.
But it put me in such a dark place. And so, because
Oh,
we have
for
two
sure.
kids together too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And, it's devastating, right? It's something that within seconds changes your whole world,
Hmm.
completely upside down. Um, and, you know, again, people will say, "Oh my gosh, I could never go back to that person. If that ever happened to me, I'd leave them," or, whatever it may be. But I
Right.
do feel, you know, we have free will. We decide where we want to go. And I'm going to tell you, I'm just validating you made the absolute right decision by leaving.
Hmm.
And, especially when you have kids, it's not as easy as it sounds to do. Um, but I do feel that this happening for you is just going to open up so many more doors for you, so many more doors. This 2 years I feel needed to happen too because I do feel it has made you stronger and you've connected with your true self, right?
Hmm.
And when you do connect with your person, as I call it, um, I feel that you will be very selective, which is good, especially when you have
Hmm.
kids. You have to be picky. Um, I also feel when I see the connection with your person, if I were to say timing wise or visually as I see it, um, I do feel that he has children as well. So be prepared for kind of that blended family, if you will. Um, and I do feel that this is somebody who either you already know or someone you know introduces them, brings them in. I don't feel this comfortable, warm and fuzzies if you connect with somebody, on an app or online or a dating
Right.
site. I just don't feel it, So, being very careful with those, I would say for sure. Um, but timing wise, I really feel like, um, can I ask when the 2 year mark is when all of this happened?
So, okay, it's actually been 2.5. We're coming, well, December 15th of 2019 is when it came out.
Okay, okay,
I remember it
December.
like a birthday.
Oh, well, yeah, absolutely, 100%. I mean, that's the day your life changed.
Hmm.
And so the reason why I'm asking is because I keep going out to I keep seeing 10 weeks out, 10 weeks out. And if you think about it, 10 weeks from today will be the 15th, around the 15th of
Hmm.
December. How weird is that?
That is
But I
weird.
feel like yeah, that's why I'm like, wait a minute, there's something more connected to the 10 weeks but I feel that it's not only going to be that time of, kind of an anniversary, if you will, but also I feel it's that time where, uh, you're put in the right place at the right time and connecting with the right person. So just kind of watch for that. Here's the caveat to that. Um, don't don't mourn that day around that day. I could totally see you being very, down and depressed and just like,
Mhm.
no, I don't want to go anywhere. Just want to stay indoors. It's winter time. Going to be lots of snow outside. It's
Right,
cold. So I'm just going to stay inside and be a hermit. And then you lose that opportunity. You miss that opportunity. So,
right.
go out and celebrate,
Okay.
seriously.
'Cause yeah, the last couple of years I've sat at home and drank wine.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, don't drink the wine.
right.
Go out and celebrate. But I do not feel that you're going to see yourself in this rut much longer. So just keep that mindset, change it. Even when which we're human, we always, we're just human. We get ourselves in that mindset. When that happens, stop yourself, reverse, change it so that it's manifested more in a positive way.
Right.
So, um, but and then yeah, you'll have to, if you feel comfortable, um, around that time or next year, let me know how you're doing and if you meet someone who seems to be a good fit, because I love hearing back and finding out, the validations and how they connect.
Oh, I will
Um,
for sure.
yeah, I would love to, but hang in there, my friend. You'll be just
Thank
fine.
you.
I
Thank you
have
for
no doubt.
picking me. Like you said,
Yes.
I was like, no, I'm in bed. My kids are asleep. Like, take advantage.
Yes, exactly, right? Self-care. Take care of
Right.
you. And no coincidence why I was drawn to you at all. So, yeah,
Well, thank you
go.
so much. I appreciate it.
Yes, you're so
Okay.
welcome, my friend. Have a good night, hun.
Hot mess signing off.
See you later, hun. Oh, too cute. I love it. Okay, let me, okay. All right, we'll unpin, Kylie, that was cute. I love it. So funny. Look how quickly we went from 100 down to, oh, we were at 55 a minute ago. See, there's that 55 number. I think we need to all pay attention to the fives. The fives have been really strong, but um, no, I love it. The connections that we get, even if we only get to a few readings a night, it's so important to me to keep, um, or to trust who I need to be drawn to and know, what needs to be said, when to pull back, or when to keep going. So I hope you guys all know that, if we only get a few readings a night, you know, it's just because that's the way it's supposed to be. But okay, all right, so let's grab our next person and then um, we will grab that one. So, oh, you're so welcome, Kylie. Thank you for being a bit vulnerable and hopping on live. I'm so glad you needed that. I love even just the validation of why I was drawn to you makes me happy. So, um, okay, let's see here. Okay. Um, I just read a comment that I feel, hang on. Okay. So, let me see where this was coming in. Hmm. Hang on, guys. Sorry. Give me a second here. I'm trying to, um, I'm looking at my notes from some readings earlier, and I someone's comment just it just resonated with something earlier. So give me a second here. Trying to find the name of where I was picking up on. Man, there's so many dang readings. It's crazy. Okay, so the one I was really drawn to, and let's see, I'm going to just pin her comment. Oh, good heavens. I hate when I click on it and then Facebook makes it disappear. So let's see. Right, I'm seeing some of these comments that say no makeup needed. No, she did not need any makeup. So funny. I'm a hot mess. Oh, I found it. Hang on. Good heavens. Facebook does this annoying thing where you go click on it and then it disappears. So, okay. So, Daleen, is it Daleen? Daleen Morrill. Your last name, my friend. This is where I was drawn to. So, Daleen, if you are on, will you just say hi, hello, I'm still here. I want to make sure that you're still on because I was very drawn to your last name, and your last name was brought up in another reading. And let's see. Oh, okay. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Oh, Daleen. Okay, great. That's weird, Tony. I don't know why it's showing the old pin. Mine is showing Daleen's pin, and I'm pretty sure that I got rid of that one. I don't know. Gotta love Facebook, but Daleen. So earlier today when I did a reading, I was channeling the soul of a man, and I kept picking up the last name. I wrote down either Moral or Merrill. So I wrote down, and I know this is gonna be hard. I don't know if you guys can see here. It's all my chicken scratches. Let's see where we go. Okay. So if you see, so I can show you the proof, you can see my crazy writing. But that's why I pulled you, because the name resonated all of a sudden. So when I was channeling at that time, oh man, I wrote it down twice too. That's interesting. I just noticed that. But when I was channeling the male, and I heard that name, I um, I the person that I was here with wasn't quite connecting with the name. So I always tell my client or anybody on my life, if it doesn't make sense, take it with you. When you get a chance to kind of marinate and think about it, it will make sense. So, and it always does. I always trust that it does. So, and I read your comment saying that you lost your dad and brother 2 months apart last year, and I'm so sorry for your loss. Um, Brother passed from COVID one day after his 63rd birthday. Okay. Can I ask really quick, when you say brother passed from COVID one day after his 63rd, is one day after your dad's 63rd or one day after your brother had turned 63? Is the his your dad or your brother? Um, and your last name, that Morrill or Merrill, I'm assuming, you know what they say about assuming, I'm assuming this is your married name. If that's correct, will you let me know? And it will help me understand a little bit more. So, your brother. Okay, so your brother passed um, one day after his 63rd. Okay. So the other thing that resonated as well when I read your comment is uh, there is a connection um, with COVID, which that one's tough because we've lost so many that have passed, from COVID, or something. I feel the lungs, which I was picking up on the lungs. Again, this person couldn't quite connect. So this is why I chose you, because as I've been sitting here, um, I'm looking at the time, and it's almost 9 o'clock, and I'm about at my time. But um, even when I was on with the my last one that I was doing a reading for, I got what I call a very interesting shift in energy. And the way I describe this, just so those of you who have never described this before, um, when I start to connect with a loved one on the other side, there's energy, and then there's the soul that comes through. Energy is like the feeling that I just get that someone is here, or feeling your energy, um, whether the energy is sad, excited, like my last live I did 2 weeks ago. Uh, the energy was, it was so crazy last week. It was so crazy. We all felt it. Um, Many commented. Today's been just kind of good, mellow. Good connections. But so the energy is that when a soul or a spirit steps forward, then that's when I start to see and hear and feel, and then also get force placed thoughts about them. And that's when we get all the beautiful connections with our loved ones. The energy changed, and so I felt a very strong father figure, very father energy. And when you say your dad and your brother passed within a short amount of time, now, of course, your dad would be that father. Was your brother also a dad? If so, if you don't mind validating, that would most likely validate this is both of them connected to you. And we'll pick up more validations, and hopefully if it doesn't connect with you, then I'm sure it will connect with somebody on the live, and hopefully they're still on. But yes, okay, perfect. So the two dads, right, the two very strong father figures, that father energy. Now the other hmm, I am going to, you know what, I want to do something for you here. Um, I was drawn to your comment for you, Daleen, but I didn't see any numbers. Would you mind giving me two numbers between 1 and 33? Just two numbers between 1 and 33. And if they connect with your dad and your brother, that would be great. But if not, it's okay too, if they're connected to you. But I want to just see something. And also, he's my older brother. He was like a dad to me also. Okay, perfect. That's even more beautiful validation of why the feeling of being a father energy was even a lot stronger. So um, I just feel that whether this is your dad, your brother, or just intuitively, I want to pull two numbers. So 6 and 27. Okay, so 6 and then 27. Okay, we kill these cards out, and then we'll see what we get here. Like I can't walk and chew gum at the same time, right? I can't talk and count in my head. Okay, this is interesting. Even just seeing what two cards that you pulled, and I'll show you here. Um, I love the number 6 and 27. Those are two good numbers. Hey, good night, Dawn. Sweet dreams, my friend. So the number 6, it's one of my favorite numbers. That is my birth month. It's also the month of my anniversary. The 27 is also another good number for me because my two oldest, their birthdays are on the 27th. So pick some good numbers. But the number 6, you pulled this King of Wands card. That one did come out right side up. The second one you pulled is the High Priestess card. That one also came out right side up. Um, Again, I don't know if I said this, but a wand is when you pull a wand, it is things happening the way you want them to happen, or someone in your life was that way, someone in your life, whether they're here in the physical world or in the spiritual world, um, was very, kind of structured, loved to have things the way that they wanted them to be. Um, Sometimes some would look at that energy as being very strict, um, or structured. And so when I felt the need to draw cards for you, when I was connected to the energy, for me, with what this card means, I do feel it resonates with one of either your dad or your brother or both. Um, I also feel that king, if you think of a king as someone who is very powerful, who is a leader, and is one that, whether in, while they were here in the physical world, had a management job, a supervisor job, a leadership. So both. Okay, perfect. So no wonder why it's so strong, right? This is exactly what they love to do. Have you pull cards to just validate that this is them. And then the High Priestess card, that number 2, this really represents, the card in a sense represents someone who is spiritual, or someone who their crown chakra is open, they're connecting to their highest divine, or connecting with the heavens, if you will, and or to their highest power. And so when I see this for you, to me, it's just connection and validation that your loved ones are here. They have come from the other side, or heaven, if you will, if that's your belief, and they've come here to give messages. So again, just more, maybe just validation of the energy in the room. As we've been talking, this is where things will often shift to being their soul. So now I have to ask you, one of the things that I keep connecting with is the number 2. Now I know there's 2 of them. That is not this. 2 is going to be the second of the month of February. This also can be 2 years ago. So 2 years ago would have been what, 2020. Now I know the pandemic really hit about that time, but there's something about the number 2. Do you connect with that? And if so, Daleen, how do you connect with the number 2? Because that is coming through pretty dang strong. Yes, so the month of February, the second of the month, 2020. And we may pick up more on what that is, but I want to kind of just pause for a minute and see what else I'm getting. That way I'm not talking over if they're trying to communicate and I'm not listening. So okay, that's interesting. Let's see, mother's birthday. Okay. Has mom passed as well? Do you mind me asking? Or mom is still here in the physical world? Um, Here's the other thing I keep seeing, and man, I'll tell you, if you've ever been on my lives, if you've ever had a reading when I start to channel, they will come through and they will uh, show me the weirdest things, the most bizarre things. I had a gal come not too long ago, and I kept seeing hippos, and I had no idea what the hippos were about. So I didn't question it. I just said, "How do you connect with hippos?" And she connected beautifully with exactly what it was. So we, again, not questioning what I get. Um, one of your loved ones, whether this is dad or your brother, but they keep showing me a farmer. So, and mother is passed also. Okay, so this very well can be your mom coming through and validating her being here as well. But how do you connect with the farmer? I have no idea what this is. I just keep seeing the farmer and some connection, whether it be with farming, how to farm. There's something about that. Um, okay, this is interesting. Um, I also feel the farmer connection also has something to do with the name Donald. Um, uh, this I know this stuff they bring through is so bizarre, but this is how they lead me to it. Um, you know how they the song Old MacDonald Had a Farm. I heard that song, and there's something about that as well. So my grandfather was a farmer, grew up on a farm, and his is birthday is we're all waiting in suspense. It broke off. It cut off. It is. Um, yeah, either that name McDonald or the name Donald. Ah, okay. So very much this is your grandfather coming through as well, because we picked up on that February and the number two, and then immediately he shows me the farmer. This would be this no doubt in my mind is also your grandfather. So no wonder why the energy of strong father energy is here, because you very well have all three of them. Um, I um, okay. I also feel that hmm, um, hmm, I keep seeing a very large like oak tree. Something about your dad, grandfather. I just keep seeing uh, a big, large oak tree. So something about the oak tree is very important, and there's some memory or connection with it. I almost feel like that as I go under the oak tree, down on the ground, is um, more connection, with with them, whether it was something carved in the tree, or there was they are buried under that tree, or there's some kind of connection with that large, um, and I really don't know how to. I suck at identifying what kind, but it's uh, yeah, it's like an oak tree, or I don't even know what other kind of trees, big, large trees. So some connection with that. So with the tree. Now, um, how do you connect? I keep hearing Darlene or Daleen, two syllable, like Margaret, um, um, Margaret. Yeah, Margaret. two-syllable M name. Yeah, man, it's very strong. Mary, maybe, but M-A-R. So, my great grandfather was his grave is underneath the big oak tree. Perfect. This is what I love. This is what I love. Even this being a great grandfather, but this is what they'll do is they will, it's like a spotlight and they all come down, right? And then they just show me. So this connection is even just, again, validation of them being here because I don't know you. This is their way. They're like, mention the big oak tree, mention that there's, I'm buried under that or however that may be. So, um, and that being just beautiful validation of this being them. But again, the two-syllable M name like Mary or Margaret, Margie, um, uh, um, Marlene. I just, the MAR is so strong. So there's something about the MAR connection. So keep that in mind as well. Um, Martin, MAR. So yeah, I keep going back to that for whatever reason. So there's some connection there. Now, do you connect with the name James? All of a sudden I heard James. Very, very clearly I heard James. So creepy when I hear what he said. I heard James, the one syllable James. So connect very clearly the name James. No question about that name. So let's see. My mom's cousin is Marlene, my grandfather's brother's daughter. Perfect. Awesome. I love it. And then James. James is your great grandfather? Great grandfather we were just talking about, buried under the tree. Yes? That may be why. Let's see, my mom's cousin. Yeah, okay, perfect. So crazy because I wrote the name Marlene on here. And knew there had to have been a connection there. But yes, James. And man, telling you, once that my gifts start to really open up and they see that, they build trust, then things just start flowing so beautifully. Um, um, I don't hear this name very often, but again, very specific. I'm telling you, the veil is so thin, names come through very exact. And I heard the name Spencer. Spencer, not a common name. I don't feel anymore anyways, but Spencer, whether it's a first or last name, Spencer. I just heard that as well. Um, um, hmm, um, hmm. Um, your brother is very concerned for you, um, and let's see, my grandpa's brother. Okay, okay, perfect. Um, uh, your brother shows me this. I was going to name my daughter Spencer before. Oh, cute! I like that name. Me Spencer for a girl. That's cute. Even with the cute spelling. The concern I'm feeling from your brother, and I know you mentioned earlier that he was protective and like a father to you, and this may make sense of why I feel he is protective and concerned, but he is telling, it wants me to tell you that you've got to go and stop procrastinating um, when it comes to, uh, and as far as where I'm getting is like your lower abdomen, so your bladder, kidneys, your intestines, colon. There's something going on there, and Daleen, very protective. Okay, perfect. And I feel he's saying you've got to stop procrastinating about the health things that are going on with the lower abdomen, because that area, I can't pinpoint exactly what he's trying to show me organ wise, but unless this is like your hips and your lower back, which I feel like we all seem to have issues with that, but I feel this is more go in, get blood work done. You need to get, this checked. And even your iron, he's showing me the sign for iron is very low. So getting your iron checked as well. So being a bit anemic, right? That I feel is a big part of this as well. Um, wow. Hmm. um, I'm all of a sudden, this is really interesting. I'm all of a sudden smelling coffee. And no, it's not my home. It is not my husband making coffee. I don't drink coffee. There is no coffee being brewed in my home. Um, uh, but yes, coffee, something with the coffee. Um, I was just going to ask my doctor about seeing if my iron was low. Wonderful, my friend. So here is even more validation of your loved ones on the other side being there with you right at that moment that you were thinking, I need to call my doctor and my iron feels low, getting this stuff done. So I really feel that, you know, your and I really feel this is from your brother more than any others that are coming through to please go get your blood checked. Go get this done. I love your whole family drinks coffee. I love it. This is just even more validation. I love when they bring through things that smell delicious, or or I taste things that they try to connect with. The worst is when I taste things like the other day. I literally was tasting like chewing tobacco, and the gal I was reading, her loved one that passed, had an addiction to chewing tobacco, so I was getting that. So, um, yeah, gross. I do not want to taste your chewing tobacco, but I love the smell of coffee, so we're good there. But um, I do also, like I said, get the blood work done, um, check the iron, your blood sugars, get those checked. They fill off, and hmm, um, all of a sudden I'm feeling like I'm drowning. I feel like I'm drowning. I feel like that my lungs are filling up full of fluid. So whether it's I literally drowned or I have pneumonia, lungs filling up with fluid. So yes, I have low blood sugar. Okay, perfect. So please be careful with that. Keep those blood sugars in check. Um, the one of your loved ones is very adamant about, man, can't even like catch my breath, and my chest is hurting. It's like I'm swelling up with fluid. um, my hands feel very tight, when your hands swell. There's something to do with that as well, and validating this. So that's when my brother died. He was drowning because he couldn't breathe. Okay, so this would make sense because your brother is so strong right now with protection, protecting you, um, and him just validating this is him by making me feel how he felt when he was here in the physical world. Um, your brother is so adamant. Man, I'm going to tell you, if you've ever, for those who have had a reading with me, know I do not tell you what you want to hear. I don't sugarcoat things. I tell you good, bad, or indifferent. But I do feel that your brother is so, um, I would say persistent, not mad, not angry, but yes, very persistent that you need to know because he sees how his passing has been so hard on you to the point where I feel that you're holding on to some guilt. And he's so persistent and he's like, in my face, you've got to find some peace and you have got to find that closure that that it's okay that things didn't happen the way you were hoping them to be with his passing. You know, he says he didn't want you there. I don't know what this means. He says, I didn't want her there. Tell her. I just heard, well, that gave me chills. I didn't want her right there. And you know, if that's, you know, you weren't there to say goodbye. You weren't there when he passed, but he's very adamant that you've got to let this go. So um, uh, I do feel that he needs you to find some closure there. And um, he's rather funny. It's like he got really mad and serious, but then he's like, oh, you know, got kind of soft, and kind of wanted to, you know, make up for his his energy of being persistent. But he, you know, when you would have your big brother um, grab you and like put you in a headlock and like rub your head and do like, you know, like noogies as we call them, but kind of messing with you. That's what he's showing me is that sense of that was kind of your person or your relationship together. Um, you know, it's like, knock it off, right? Stop this. um, Very dry sense of humor and fun and always made me laugh. Exactly, right? Just kind of trying to turn things in a different perspective. Um, but whatever this is, and I hope you understand and connect with it, but he really is very persistent that his message is that you uh, find some closure with his passing, that there's some reason that I mean, if you were there when he passed, this would be my sign that um, you know you were hoping things would have been done differently, with his services. My sister-in-law says we were two peas in a pod. The only difference, yeah, I love that. That's exactly what it is, right? No, I wasn't there. Okay, so I'm interpreting him then correctly. I want to make sure that that is what he's saying. Can I ask how that do you connect with the northern part of the U.S., um, the northern part of the U.S., Daleen, whether this is for you or your brother, your dad? Um, because I'm going back to what I was drawn to earlier about the northern part of the U.S. Whether it's clear up into Canada, but the northern states. There's something about um, maybe he's talking about the northern lights. Going to Alaska. This could be a connection with Alaska because that's what they'll do too. Because this is what happens. It's like one thing leads to another. So the north there's some connection with the north uh, in with them. So um, let's see. Where all from Utah, my brother lived in the mountains. Okay, okay. I wonder if that's what he's trying to show me in that respect. But yeah, very much something about going up north, going to the north. So keep that in mind as well. Um, um, your dad is a very quiet man. Been trying to see if I pick up anything from him, but very, very quiet. Even that sense of maybe a little reluctancy to come forward. I don't know why. Sometimes I've noticed this can be their religion, um, you know, does not allow them to do this, or they never believed in what I do. Um, or the reluctancy from your dad could also be that he's just not quite ready to be here to provide messages. And sometimes when they're not ready, it's because they don't feel you're ready, or or they uh, are just not wanting to step forward. There's many. No, daddy was just a quiet man. Okay, perfect. So makes sense why I'm not picking up much from him, other than that he is with your mom, with many loved ones on the other side, um, and channeling very well, um, you know, picking up so many beautiful exact names, validations, and numbers. Um, I'm gonna, let's see, I was sleeping the other morning and I know for sure that my brother grabbed and pulled my hair. Oh, I have no doubt. If you're telling me that he joked around, then of course he pulled your hair, right? This is his way of getting your attention and, um, letting you know that he's there. So that's what they do, right? That's how you know, how they channel you in their own way, right? They come in dreams. Our loved ones will come in dreams. Our loved ones will leave coins. They'll leave feathers. Um, they will send birds, butterflies, dragonflies, right? There's all sorts of ways that our loved ones in the spiritual world come through and connect with us. We just have to be open to them. When we are closed off, or we chalk it up to just, it's just a butterfly, right? It's just a coin. That's where I feel like that we struggle with knowing that, they are okay, or like Claire just said, bees. Exactly, right? There's so many things that the other day when I was just telling you the story about the hippo, not kidding you, the hippo that her loved one was showing me was her sign of connecting with her loved one. I mean, I would have never thought it. It's not very common, but that's something very special that would be her sign. Um, your brother, I'm going to tell you, as I've been sitting here, and I feel like this may be the last little message for you. Uh, but your brother's sign to you, as I'm sitting here, I've been asking him, tell me what you are sending. What are you doing that connects, your sister to you? Um, and show me, tell me, give me signs, however it may be. Um, and the one thing he keeps bringing me to, oh man, hang on, I'm getting many different directions I'm going. Um, show me one. What is the one? Um, okay. Um, I have no idea what this is about. I hope you connect to it. How do you connect with the moose? A moose. I don't even know if I've ever seen a moose when I've done a reading. Um, I've seen deer, once in a while, I think I've seen elk, but not a moose. So there's some reason why your brother's soul, his spirit, is connected to a moose. And I hope you understand and connect with that. So, um, you know, whether it's being a literal moose or maybe it's Bullwinkle, right? Bullwinkle was a moose. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's Bullwinkle because Bullwinkle was kind of funny and goofy. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Just kind of trying to figure out why a moose, but I hope you understand and connect with that, Daleen. That could be where that is. So, oh, he was fishing in a pond and I had a moose on the other side of the river and he was going to charge me and he just told me to back up. Oh my gosh, that is so amazing. Perfect. So every time you see a moose, you're going to think of your brother, and this is his sign. Isn't that amazing? Now, you telling that story, now I understand what is with the moose, you know. So beautiful. Like I said, when I get things, when I get visions, names, whatever it may be, I just have to get it out and hope that you connect with it. 99% of the time it will connect. If not now, it will later. But uh, all right, you guys, this was been, oh gosh, I can't believe it's 9:30 and we started at 7:30. This is what I do, right? I'll tell you, if you ever come for a reading, just be prepared for like an hour and a half. My kids say, and my husband says 2 hours, but when stuff just keeps coming, know that if you ever come for a private reading, I am not about the time. I'm not about the money. I'm just about making sure you get everything out of whatever comes, 100%. So if you are interested in wanting to do a reading, please get on the schedule. You can go to my Facebook page. There is a place that says book now. Click on that. Now, here's kind of the caveat to that. I am booked until it's about mid-November. However, all of my November appointments are going to be on a tentative basis only because I have my two grandbabies that are due next month. And I may have psychic abilities, but I cannot predict when those little stinks are coming. Um, but yes, that will be an interesting month. So please know if you schedule that it could be rescheduled. So, Daleen, I mentioned that story when I talked at his funeral. Oh my gosh. See, this is what I love, right? If that isn't perfect confirmation, if you will, that his soul was there at his funeral and heard you talking about that story, right? No coincidence at all. So, absolutely beautiful. But yes, so look at November, maybe go into December. I know with Thanksgiving holidays and all of that, but just message me. We'll get you booked. And worst case scenario, we just have to, push it out to another day. But and then if you're interested in wanting to book a party, I love my parties. Group readings and parties are my favorite. We get such amazing connections with loved ones on the other side, and also, with individuals. They're so very strong. If you are out of state or you can't come to Harriman, which is where I'm located, then I do readings over Zoom. I don't have an iPhone, so I can't do FaceTime, but if Zoom is not your thing, we'll make it work and we'll do, even old school, phone calls. I've done that too. So with technology and the way of the world, man, there's no reason we can't make it work. So, and then, like I said, watch for the end of the week. I'll be announcing who I hire for my assistant and introduce them. And then I'll be able to get the help. And that way you all don't have to wait so long for me to respond and have to wait to get scheduled because I do have a list of people. So, Um, Daleen said, thank you so much for letting my brother come through. Oh, you're so welcome, my friend. You are so welcome. And thank you to them. They are the ones that really, do all the work. I just sit here and pay attention and try to interpret everything that they're trying to, get through. So, all right. I think that's it. And I will see you guys next week, Wednesday. And Tony, I saw your message, hun. I will, I did check your message. I'll message you back. So I will definitely do that. So I will see you guys soon. Good night. Love you all. Much love and light. Have a great week. Be safe. And I will see you next Wednesday about the same time. Alrighty. Talk to you then. Bye, guys.